Good morning. In this session, we are going to learn how to find out what are the restriction sites present on a given fragment of DNA in silico. Now, there are many tools available on the web. We are going to be using a tool called NEB Cutter, which is hosted by New England Biolabs. So, if you type NEB Cutter on the Google search form, you will get a set of results. So, this is NEB Cutter version 2. Click on it and this particular window will be opened. So, now here NEB Cutter, this basically it does two things. One is it will find the large non-overlapping ORFs using the E. coli genetic code, and the sites for all the type 2 and commercially available type 3 restriction enzymes that have unique sites on the DNA, that is, they will cut the DNA sequence only once. So, here there are three ways in which you can input the sequence to be analyzed. One is you can choose a file from your system if we have already downloaded and stored the sequence. Another option is to use the GenBank number if you know it. If you do not know the actual GenBank number, you can use this browse GenBank option, which will take you to the appropriate web page where you can use the required search criteria and find out the GenBank number. Or if you have the or another option is you can if your DNA sequence is stored in a text file, you can just cut and paste the DNA sequence in this particular box. So, that is what we will be doing now. I am going to open I am going to open a text document and then paste that sequence here. So, I have selected this particular sequence from a text file. Okay, I have already downloaded and stored it. So, I have just selected that sequence and I am going to paste it in this box. Okay, so here it will take both this box, it will accept both plain or FASTA format. Now, what I have pasted here is in the plain format. Now, if you scroll below, you can see there are different options given for choosing the enzyme specificities. The default option is all NEB enzymes. The second option is like if you are using some other enzymes from some other manufacturer, you can choose the second option, all commercially available specificities. Suppose you want to find out what all restriction sites are present. If you want to find out what are the different restriction sites present, irrespective of whether the enzymes are commercially available or not, then you can use the third option, that is all specificities. Then you have another option here, all plus defined oligonucleotide sequences. In addition to finding the restriction sites, the software can also search for defined oligonucleotide sequences in the sequence that has been input. That is, it can search for all enzyme specificities and also for defined oligonucleotide sequences present in this input sequence. Or you can choose to search only for a particular oligonucleotide sequence in your this input. So, you can choose whichever option is I will use all specificities, right. So, the output will give me the list of all restriction sites which are present on the which are present on the DNA. Then here we have to specify whether we are whether this input sequence is a linear sequence or a circular sequence. Now in this case it is a linear sequence, so I will just leave it checked here. Then you have an option for setting colors. So this is just to, like, here if I just show you here, so you can set all this, like how the which are the colors for representing the different cut sites. So you can go through this on your own and see what each one represents, because then you can find out, you can go through this on your own and see what these represent. Then here you have any of the options here, so I will go back. Then here on the right you can see this standard sequences. Now suppose here suppose you are using a particular vector, the commonly available vector, then what you can, and you want to find out what are the restriction sites available which you can use, right? Then in that case all that you need to do is you have to click on the this down arrow. You will get a drop down list like this. You select any of these, and the software will give you the list of restriction sites present on that particular sequence. So you don't even need to first download a vector sequence, then input it into the software. Here you already have this drop down list, one for plasmid vectors and another for viral and phage vectors. So you can use this for finding out what are the restriction sites present on those vectors as well. So now, and then when you here you can, if you needed, you can give the name of the sequence. That is optional, not needed. And if you have used this earlier, it will show you, like what are the earlier projects that have been carried out using the software. So it's there in the this data is also stored. So now we will submit the sequence. And this will be your output. So now you can use these different options for viewing that. You can look at like you can change what you see here. If you click on NEB only, it will redraw the image. See, you can see this now. Or what we had chosen was all. So I will just go back to this. Now suppose you have some particular restriction enzymes in mind, right? That is those which cut twice or thrice. Now in the list you can change this here. 0 cutters, those which don't have any restriction site here. 1 cutters, or you can look at all sites. So if I click on 1 cutter, you get this list. These are the list of restriction enzymes which have only one restriction site on the DNA. So you can explore this, and similarly you can explore the other options at your leisure. So now here the number of cuts, you can change it here also. Number of cuts equal to or less than or equal to, you can change all these options. You can input a number here, and again you will get a different output. You can sort it according to the according to order. The default is alphabetical. You also have cut position, so you can actually sort it based upon whether they are 5' cutters or 3' cutters. You can save the output as a text file. Okay, so now with this I will leave you to explore this particular tool on your own, now that you have learnt how to use it. So you can play around with the different options and learn how to use it for your own specific experiments.